All right, guys. Today I'm gonna show you guys. You're good. You can see, yeah. Today I'm gonna show you guys how to do this haircut. He came with long hair. I did one side already. It took me around 15 minutes. Now I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna show you guys how to do the back, and obviously the side completely untouched. So we're gonna start out with this side. First off, can you guys tell the difference? Long hair here, here not so much up to like the bottom of the eye. We're gonna cut all that, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that as fast as possible. A lot of people take too much time doing that, and it's really not that hard. The more time you take doing all that, I see some people on Instagram, and I'm not talking shit. I'm definitely not talking shit. But I see some people on Instagram that like cut it and section it and do all this and that. You don't need to do that. If you want to do that, it's completely fine. But this way is also okay. I don't want hairstylists bashing barbers that do this, and I don't want barbers bashing hairstylists that whatever works for you works for you. As long as the haircut comes out good, then what's the whole point of fucking fighting? You get what I'm saying? So let me show you guys how I do it as fast as possible, how I'm able to do a whole haircut in 30 minutes or less. So it's already 9:53 right now. I don't know if you guys can see the time in the back. We're gonna try to do this whole side with shear work and the back and the beard in 17 to 20 minutes. So let's see. And I'm not gonna rush this, genuinely how I cut hair. So first I'm getting my 3, and I'm slanting my comb a little bit, not like that, but I'm just slanting my comb a little bit because I know that's where I want to stop. I'm going all the way back here. And the hair's a little wet because I wet it, so obviously my clippers aren't doing the best job right now. Right here I'm slanting it downwards towards the eyes. It's not gonna cut that much, but so as I'm getting towards the front, I'm slanting it towards the eyes with the same slant. It doesn't have to be like this. It's just a little bit like that. Not like that, not like this, like right in the middle, like a 45-degree slant. Now I can see my guideline already, so I can just come with my comb and I do the same thing. Give it that slant. Get those little extra hairs that they're not cutting with the guard. And we already have our first guide. Like we know exactly where the hair is gonna end, right? So now I'm gonna let me make sure. And this is while I'm teaching, by the way, guys. It usually takes me a little bit faster than this, but because I'm gonna be teaching you guys how I do it, it might take me a little bit longer. But the goal is 20 minutes. The goal is don't fucking go over steps that you already did. For example, like my 2 right now, I'm just gonna go over it a tiny bit just to get these hairs. These long hairs are here on the lineup. They have to be short, so I'm gonna get them. And I'm just gonna cut a little, like literally just the edge. And because it's a 3 guard, it still looks dark. So, when I come in with the lineup, it's gonna look sharp. You can't do that with like a 1 guard or a 1.5 guard because it's gonna be too short. So right here, I'm just making sure that all these hairs are the same length with my 3 guard because I did it pretty quick. Now I'm gonna go back with my clipper over comb, and it's a little bulky right here, so I'm just gonna clipper over comb it very, very lightly. Very quick. I have a lot of clipper over comb videos. Please look through my other videos to see how I do my clipper over comb technique. But it's simple. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. Now I'm getting my liners. I use my Walls High Vis, and I'm going right on top of the ear. And this, I'm gonna go right where this thing is. Don't know the name of it. Don't really care about the name of it. I'm just gonna go right here. Now I'm gonna get my Walls Seniors Metal Edition. Always use this. On all my videos you can see me using these. They sound supercharged, but I don't know what. So I'm going about 1/2 inch above it, 1/2 inch below it. Right here I'm trying to take 2 birds with 1 stone, right? I already have it in my hand. Me going back and forth between clippers is gonna add time. It might be a couple seconds, but it adds time. I don't want to add time. His beard looks like a 1.5 open. I'm gonna trim it a little bit, so I'm gonna get my 1.5 guard closed. Look up a little bit. And it's trimming a tiny bit. Reason why I don't want to trim it too much is because I'm gonna blend it down. I want this to look dark and light, so it gives it a nice, I guess, gradients, a nice blend. Now I'm going about a full inch, maybe an inch and a half up. I know my 3 guard is here. I don't want to go higher than my 3 guard. And my 2 guard is just gonna waste time. So I'm gonna go up with it and I'm gonna flick it out. And I'm gonna try to blend it myself, you know? Instead of using my clippers to blend, I'm gonna go up there and go like this, right? I'm going up here and I'm blending it. I want this to glide, I don't know why I said glide, to glide through this, right? So you see how it's gliding through there? It means I'm, like, kind of like if I'm sculpting it. Okay, now I'm gonna get my 1 guard. I'm gonna go about half an inch up and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna blend it to my 1.5 guard. And if it doesn't blend perfectly, it's fine. Don't try to blend it yourself, because then you're just gonna bring the taper higher and higher and higher, and you don't want that. Like, even myself, look, I'm not doing a good job of blending it right now, but I don't want to go higher than that, because then I know I'm gonna make the taper go higher and higher and higher. So easy fix. That guard isn't working, so I'm getting my 1 guard, 1.5 guard, and I'm gonna close it down a little bit, and I'm gonna get that little dark line that I see right there. Nothing crazy. I'm literally just hitting it with my corner. Now I'm gonna do it all the way open and hit it a little bit higher. Okay. Now I'm gonna get my half guard. And I'm gonna get this tiny little line that I see here all the way open. I hardly ever close my levers. Like, that 1.5 guard is a very rare occasion. But it happens, you know, you just have to go with the flow, go with whatever you need. Just because you do something all the time doesn't mean it's gonna work 100% of the time. It's just gonna work half the time. And look at me being so focused on the clipper, I forgot to blend in the beard as I'm using the same clippers. And I'm using my comb, my brush, making sure I'm brushing everything out the way. What's up, look? Make sure I'm brushing everything out the way. Cool. Now, going with my 1 guard. And I can see this area right here. So I'm just blending into that. I'm just seeing what parts of the beard are dark, right? So this always needs to be lighter and darker. So I see a little bit dark right here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but obviously try to get it as good as possible. The higher the quality, the more people are gonna come back to you. Now I'm gonna get my trimmers. And luckily for me, he already has a nice line. So I know exactly what to follow. I go straight down with it. Right here, I'm gonna brush the hair down. What's up, Luck?
What's going on?
I have no clue. He's not here right now. Just gonna get this line. I'm gonna try to make it as sharp as possible. Keep brushing the hairs down. Keep brushing, keep brushing. I'm not pushing it back. I don't like it when barbers push hairlines back. I don't care how sharp you're trying to make it. If it doesn't look sharp, natural, then just leave it alone. It doesn't look good when it, like, imagine he comes, yeah, it looks good now. In 2 or 3 days, it's gonna grow out and he's gonna be like, bro, this guy fucking pushed my line back. And guess what? He's not gonna want to come back. So you're sacrificing 2 or 3 days of it looking really, really good for about a week or 2 weeks of it looking really, really bad. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that math doesn't make sense to me. Why would you sacrifice 2 or 3 days for it to look really, 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 really good and 2 weeks of it looking really, really, really bad? Doesn't matter. Like, I would rather it look good instead of really, really good for 2 weeks, and he doesn't have to complain about me pushing his line back. You get what I'm saying? And people ask me all the time, how do you get the lineup so fucking sharp? Well, honestly, it's all in the fucking enhancements. Like, there's nothing I could do. 95% of people that sit in your chair are not gonna have a good lineup. Almost no one has a good lineup. Like, literally, I don't have a good lineup. No one has a good lineup. So what do you do to make it good? You add enhancements. And if you don't like enhancements, well, that's on you. You don't have to use them. But don't bash on motherfuckers that do use them. Because I see people, like, when I posted a video of enhancements, I saw somebody saying, like, man, you're giving the game a black eye, this and that, blah, 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 blah. It's like, bro, or stop putting makeup on these guys, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, if people like it, they like it. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it. You don't have to go out and fucking bash other people for doing it. So that's how I get my lineups straight. That's how I get my line. I usually don't put any lineups here, so any things here, so I'm not gonna. Right here, I put a tiny bit, literally like a spray. Same thing, look up a little bit. Oh, I haven't even lined that up. Same thing with this and this, I put a tiny bit. Look up a little bit more. And like I said, he already has a line here. I'm following what he has already. And then I'm gonna make sure, obviously, it's straight. He's not perfect, I'm not perfect. So look up a little bit. I'm just making sure it's straight. Look pretty straight to me. He did a good job with his line. Left it like that, so we're gonna leave it like that. Now, we're almost done. Now I just gotta give him a nice little taper. This is almost blended out, and we are like 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in. The back's gonna be super quick, but let's finish with the beard. The razor, I already used it on the other side, but I'm gonna use a new razor just so people don't. Always use a new razor, guys. Like, the razors are like a couple cents each, so there's no excuse. Like, if you use the same razor on different people, I don't know what to tell you. Just don't use a razor. If you already used it on somebody else, definitely not sanitary. So there's a brand new razor. I usually don't use any shaving gel on it because I don't really like it. The more you stretch somebody's skin, the more curve it's gonna have. For example, I'm just gonna do a nice straight line, right? Obviously you have to go the opposite way. I'm gonna pull it a little bit, and I'm just gonna go straight, straight. And you see how it's curving a little bit? Now I'm just gonna straighten it out right here. A little bit more. And you see, obviously, like, I'm not trying to make it straight because he doesn't want it straight, but it made a straight line. So the more you pull it, the more it's gonna curve. So I start pulling it more once I get to this area because I want it to go like that, right? Once I get to this area, I pull it a little bit, and this area, I pull it a little bit. So that's how I do it. Now I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna see, okay, his line ends right. I always try to gauge it by this, like, the middle lip area, right? So it's right underneath that middle lip area, right underneath it. So, like, right here. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna go a little bit underneath that. That's where I know I want it to end. And it's slanting down a little bit, so I'm gonna go here. You wanna be careful with this part, obviously, because you don't wanna bring nobody's beard down. And that's about exactly where I want it. And I'm just gonna get these little hairs. And now I know I don't want to go lower than this. So now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to start stretching the skin more. And I'm making a straight line, because when you make a straight line and you let it go, guess what? It's going to curve by itself. So now I'm going to make another straight line here. Look, it's a straight line. Let it go, and it starts curving. Right here, I'm going to curve a little bit more. It's a straight line, literally a straight line, and it's curving. And right here, I'm going to go. And you see how it curves by itself just by me stretching it. Now I'm gonna go, make sure that they're both straight. Look up a little bit. Gonna go here, they both start right here. This one's a little bit higher, so I'm just gonna go a tiny bit lower. And it's okay for you to fucking not get it right on your first time. I honestly prefer getting it higher the first time than lower, obviously, because, I mean, for pretty obvious reasons, if you go higher, you can go lower, and if you go lower, you can't go higher. So I prefer getting a little bit high. That looks good to me. I'm just gonna straighten it out a little bit. I'm gonna get this part of his hair right here. That's no enhancements on the beard at all. We're gonna put a little bit of enhancements, and I'm gonna show you guys what the difference is. So, a tiny bit, you saw that? It's literally a tiny bit. A little bit. You probably won't even be able to tell the difference. I'm gonna go here, and I'm just gonna go over the same line I just made. And this white stuff is just ash. Everybody has it. Everybody has dead skin cells. It's literally all that is. Just dead skin cells. So lineup is looking sharp because of the enhancements. The beard lineup is looking sharp. And like I said, most people like this as opposed to a regular look. So if people like it, then do it. There's nothing wrong with it. We're almost reaching our goal mark, so we're gonna go obviously a little bit above that. I just trimmed that his beard with a 1. Lining up his mustache. Look up a little bit. Look up a little bit more. Gonna give him a nice little triangle right here. And clean this up. And I mean, it's looking good already. Let's get to the back, then we're gonna get to the shear work. A little bit of a curve. So I go high here, then I go low here. Why? So when I come over here and line it up, it looks dark down here. That's why. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. And look, it doesn't have to be perfect. Am I worried about giving a straight line? No. I'm worried about doing a nice line. If it's not straight, guess what? We'll come back to it. So now, clipper lever open. I'm going up about 1/2 inch. It could be a little bit more than 1/2 inch, and that's okay. Could be less than 1/2 inch, and that's okay too. It just depends what looks good with your client. I've cut his hair so many times, I know exactly where to leave my lines. But usually they're about a 1/2 inch, nothing crazy. Now I'm gonna get my 1 guard, and I'm gonna go up another 1/2 inch. And I'm not worried about anything else right now. I'm putting my lines in, and I'm taking them out. Why? Because I've done this process a million times, and I trust the process, right? I trust the fucking process. I know this taper's gonna look out clean, because I do it all the time. Now I'm gonna get my 1.5 guard. And I'm going up another 1/2 inch. And I'm already trying to blend it to what he already has, right? I'm trying my best to already blend it to what he has, but I'm probably gonna have to use a 2 guard on this. I'm going here. It's hard to stay out of the focus of the camera, because I know the camera focuses on my shoulder and it doesn't focus on the haircut. So I apologize, guys. I'm getting a new iPhone soon. Probably today or tomorrow I'm gonna get it. So I can have 2 different angles and use two different obviously angles for my videos. Right here I'm just clipper over combing it to what he already has. And we are at 10:11, which means we officially passed our goal. Oh no, we haven't. We have 2 minutes left, but we're not gonna finish the haircut in 2 minutes, and we're not gonna rush it, but we are almost over. We are almost done. And now what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna repeat the process downwards, because now I have all my guidelines. I have my 0 line right here, my 1/2 line right here, my 1 line is, you can still see it, which is good because when I put it, I'm blending up, so you can barely see it, and my 1.5 guard, you can barely see that as well. So I'm just gonna go downwards with it. I do this step for people that don't know how to blend well. It's a lot easier to blend downwards, and it's a lot easier when you already have your guidelines. So now I'm just gonna get that with my corner, just to give it that smooth blend. And this is all lever open, guys, all lever open. I don't close my levers. See what I'm saying? On the other side, it was a rare occasion that I closed it. I don't ever close them, except for this part for the half guard. Right now, this is the lever open. And look, are these lines perfect? They're not perfect, but you'll see why. You see why it doesn't matter. Because I know this line is slanting down a little bit, so guess what? I'm just gonna go a little bit higher with that. I'm not gonna waste my time making the line perfect. That's just, it's gonna get blended out regardless. This is a lever all the way open, by the way. Right now his hair's growing this way, so I'm going against the grain. Always go against the grain. And I'm still flicking out. Look down a little bit, bro. I always like to tell my clients look down instead of me grabbing their head. I don't like it when people grab my head. I don't like grabbing other people's head. If you like manhandling people, then you do you, but I personally don't like it. So it would be hypocritical of me to do it to people when I personally don't like it. Sorry if I'm in my shoulders in the way, guys. I'm trying my best. See, that angle was bad. So I went a little too high right here with the lever open. Easy fix. I'm just gonna, with the lever halfway open. I'm just gonna go with the lever all the way open and go a little bit higher. No big deal. You make a mistake, it's all good. It's literally all fucking good. You just don't want to keep going higher and higher and higher. So I don't want to go any higher than that. I'm just gonna get my one guard and I'm gonna lighten this up a little bit. Now I'm gonna close it down a little bit, just in this little part right here. And that's only because of the angle that I was in. I didn't get the right flick. So I went a little bit higher than what I was supposed to, which is completely fine because guess what? Look, we almost fixed it. It's almost done. It's that simple, guys. Don't worry. If you go up a little bit higher, that's why blending down is so nice and efficient. Because if you mess up and you go a little bit too high, guess what? As long as you don't make a hard line, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. 10:14, now we officially passed our time. Our goal was 20 minutes. We're at 21 minutes right now. But I mean, 21 minutes is not bad considering we did almost a full haircut. Well, we did do a full haircut. We did a lineup, we did beard, we lined the beard up, we blended the beard, we did the mustache, we blended the back, we did the sides, and now we're gonna finish it off. We're gonna finish him off, pause. We're gonna finish him off with some shear work. Uh-oh, Josh, look at you over there, bro. You like that part, huh? We're just gonna add a little bit of water. Look up a little bit. And you see with the shear work, I mean without any shear work already, I did shear work on this side. Without any shear work already, look at this. Look, it looks pretty much even. Obviously, we're still gonna get that, we're gonna get this, but it looks pretty much even without any shear work at all. A lot of people overdo the amount of shear work that you need to do. It's not that deep, guys. It's really not that deep. Now look, if you wanna be the shear master and shear whatever, that's cool. That's 100% cool with me. I know barbers that don't use shears at all, and their haircuts are still super nice, super clean. So it's all up to whatever you want to do. I personally, look, I can't even hold my shears right because I'm not comfortable with them. I don't like them. I don't like using them. That is why a lot of my videos don't have shear works because I don't really have much to teach. I have my first guideline that I made. I'm gonna keep that guideline and I'm gonna slant it, a little slant towards this area right here, right? And now I'm gonna go even, right? And now I'm gonna start slanting downwards when I get to this area. And I'm only focused on this area right here on the middle because I already cut this with my clippers. I don't need to go over it. That's the whole beauty of getting out. Now I'm gonna use my little shears, my tiny shears, which I have right here. And like I said, I don't have a good form. I don't have a good technique. So I don't really worry too much about that. Right here, I'm just point cutting a little bit. And don't flame me. Like, I honestly, you guys can flame me if you want. I really don't care. Like, I don't use my shears that much. I don't like using my shears that much. I try to get people in, out, and I still give them good haircuts, so I really don't care. But right here, it just looks too bulky for me. So that's why I'm trying to thin it out with this a little bit. Same thing with right here. It looks a little too bulky for me. I know I'm not supposed to be going back and forth with it, but this is the way I do it. And I've never hurt anybody. I've never hurt myself. So save yourself the comment. It's probably not going to change. It's a bad habit, I know. But I've been cutting for so long and I've never hurt anybody. Never hurt myself. And it's most likely not going to change. So if you're commenting down on how bad my shear technique is, keep commenting. Probably won't change. Now I'm just getting a little bit of the bulk that's left over. We're gonna comb his hair. We're not gonna style his hair because I don't style, I cut. If they want to style, they can style it themselves. That is how I do things. You don't have to do them like that, but that's how I do them. I'm not gonna tell you how to do them. You could tell me how to do them, but I probably won't listen. I just don't style my hair. Like, they know, they've been coming to me for years. They know that like they go home and they style it, it's gonna look good. I'm already 20 minutes late to my next appointment and he's getting a design. So one, I don't have time for styling. Two, I don't really like styling. I don't want to play with another man's hair. No disrespect to anybody, but I don't want to. If you style your hairs, the only time I really style is when I'm gonna take a video for Instagram or something like that. That's the only time I really ever style. See how I'm combing these hairs down just to make sure the line is as straight as possible? I'm making sure I'm getting all these hairs. And that, guys, is how I do I call this the open book hairstyle. That's how I do my open book hairstyle. Like I said, I'm not gonna style it. You saw how it was very minimal shear work. It's all clippers. Look how clean the beard looks. Look how clean the fade looks. The hair, both sides look super clean.